Warning to viewers, this podcast contains emotionally charging content that may cause some viewers to experience very powerful emotions. Please be advised. Hello everybody, I thank you very much for joining me during this special podcast. I've got a very, very sensitive topic to discuss with you, and in order to do this discussion, I've invited a special guest with me, and we're live right now to talk about this matter. How are you today?
I'm good.
I've got a buddy of mine, a good friend of mine, that pays child support. He pays current child support and back child support. And he does not get to see his child. She's violating a court order, and she won't let him see his child. And she's actually packed up and moved to another state. So how do you feel about that?
But you know what? I went through that same thing. My mom did the same thing to my dad.
It's messed
And
up.
it sucks.
You didn't get to see your dad hardly at all, did you?
No. Because of her bullshit. So I know exactly how it feels.
And all these gender rights equalizer people don't ever talk about this.
And that was back in the 60s.
Well, yeah.
And still with my mom. And my dad did nothing but love me. And she ran to me for him when I was 8. And tried to make up something to get him in trouble. I'm 43, I'm just now getting to do stuff with my dad. All those young years are gone.
So you're just now catching up with your father.
Yeah.
And you finally get to hear his side of the story.
Yep. Yep.
That must be really painful. It must be.
It's hurtful for both of us.
And I wish people would realize what this does to a child.
From personal experience, it rips your heart up. I spent many a night crying because I wanted my dad.
Because you wanted your dad.
And my mom would talk shit about him in front of me.
And not having your father around and hearing all these bad things about him, didn't it teach you to hate yourself?
Yeah.
You think this is the reason why that a lot of women act the way that they do, because their mothers talk trash to them about their fathers?
Yep.
And a lot of women end up getting in trouble in bad relationships?
Yep. I've been hurt too many times in life. I'm about to give up in relationships.
And all of this can be traced back to the fact that women are being ripped away from their fathers. Daughters are ripped away from their fathers.
Yep.
And from what I have heard about this man's daughter, she's already headed down the wrong path, and she's 13 years old. She's already, just all addicted to social media and being with the crowd at school, and she's going the wrong way because she doesn't have a father there to protect her.
Yep.
Now, how does this make you feel about your mother?
I hate her. I've hated her since all my life.
And I don't blame you. I mean,
she took something very special from me. I can't get those years back. No, it pisses me off, Women get mad, then they talk shit to the kids, and they say how bad their dad is, and it's wrong, and it needs to stop.
Not fair to a child. The child had nothing to do with what went wrong between the parents.
No.
And one parent should not stop another parent from having their right to be with their child. I don't care how can you do that? How can you do that to a child, to deprive a child?
That just means they're more worried about themselves than they are the well-being of the kid.
They get so...
It was hell. And I hated every minute of it. I tried to go to my dad during court, and my mom ripped me away. And I was crying because I didn't understand what was going on. I had a lot of hatred, and it was because of her. I had so much built up anger, I didn't know how to deal with it. She took the most precious thing away from me, my dad. And he did nothing wrong. I went to prison. So, what I have to say about that is women have no right to be mad at their kid when they get older and they tell them to go fuck themselves. That's what they get. Because they did that to them.
That is true. Everybody needs to learn from this. This family court system, all these family laws, they all need to change. There needs to be it needs to be true gender equality.
Yeah.
This hatred towards fathers needs to stop.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of women don't respect men, because they're taught by hateful mothers not to respect men.
That's what caused me to hate men. Her. She told me that men were nothing but liars and cheaters and would break my heart. And that was instilled in me when I was young, so I grew up thinking that that's the way men were going to be. One of the reasons why I went lesbian, because of her.
It's a lot of women that are going lesbian, joining the other team now.
Yep. And it all stems back to the mother. Or let me rephrase that, wannabe mothers.
Toxic mothers.
Yep. Now I'm older. I love my dad, and nobody's going to take that from me.
I'm really glad that you were able to get reunited with him.
Yeah, me too.
I've seen a picture of him. You showed me the picture of him, and you do look like him.
There's no mistaking that.
He is your father.
Yes, he is. And I'm his baby girl. If I was with somebody and I had kids and I didn't get along and me and the father had problems, I would deal with it when they weren't around and come to some kind of agreement to where, we'd both be in the kid's life but just live our own separate lives, That's the way things should be. That way kids get both mother and father. And they don't have to be involved in whatever problem's going on.
That is true. No tug of war. There's no fighting,
Especially when the kids are little, that'll cause kids to have mental issues and everything.
Yes, it does.
That's all I have to say on that.
Well, thank you very much for sharing this very touching story with us. I'm very grateful. We're all grateful that you're able to make a difference in this world by sharing this touching story. Thank you so very much. And we love you.
You're welcome.